This video is sponsored by Visa, MasterCard and the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. The horse, one of the biggest domesticated mammals of the animal kingdom. Strong, fast, proud. But little do the average Oklahoma farmer know, horses are evil. They're coming. Oh yeah, they're coming. They're armed and dangerous. You can pray to your God, but the sound of those murderous hooves will drown your cry for help. We are doomed! It's steam! We're saved, everyone! We will make it! I am so thankful big corporations are out there, looking up for me and my well-being at all times. No longer will I have to cast my gaze at these despicable creatures because I decided that the video game distribution platform can do a better job at protecting myself than I ever could. The horses game was banned on almost every online store, and it's the stupidest thing I've seen all year. First they came for the Gooners, and now they're coming for Barbie. We will celebrate creativity and thought-provoking narrative, but only as long as that thought is acceptable and doesn't upset the player. And that's because video games are toys for children. Art can be vile, disturbing, and challenge social norms on any level and any topic. Video games instead are entertainment for little babies, so they can't have that freedom. Okay, now rip the spine out of this guy.
Fatality.
That's good and fine because it doesn't contain the most depraved thing in the entire universe.
Fornication.
And horses features a lot of
fornication.
And we can't have that!
Unacceptable!
But RoboKnob, I read there's a kid in the story. Nah, I think you're confusing it with It by Stephen King. Kind of a niche, obscure book, that one, I know. Yet you might have heard of it because it features
fornication.
Involving a bunch of kids. Repulsive, but at least it's not easy to find. There are only like 65,000 bookstores in the US. Regardless, I share your sentiment. It's always distasteful and wrong to tell stories that involve children. It doesn't matter if it's on paper or on pixels. But if it's a blood and flesh, real-life child acting as a gex worker, that's A-okay. Yeah, Jodie Foster was just 12 during the filming of Taxi Driver. Listen, I love this movie, and all in all, the production behind it dealt with her young age tastefully. Getting a therapist on set, respecting working hour schedules, and casting Jodie's older sister as a body double for the more provocative scenes.
She did, some of the scenes behind the shoulder when there's a question of, whether I'm unzipping his pants or something. That's my sister Connie. And of course that makes her laugh now.
Can you even imagine what kind of repercussions Scorsese and the rest of the crew would have faced had they not put all these safeguards in place while filming? They would have won Best Cinematography, I guess.
One of the papers reported that you have a nude scene together after the marriage. Is that true?
Daily sketch today. Yes.
But that was a long time ago. We have standards now. We have the moral high ground. I love this part. We haven't crossed a certain line for decades. Oh, Netflix, stop! What are you doing? Okay, so Hollywood only cares about age of consent when they need to put it in the big robot movie. Big shocker there. It's all about not being explicit then, because if you're gross and show the most depraved gex scenes on screen, you will get an official screening at film festivals across the globe. Oh god, I hate this movie. Any syllable I might use to explain its plot would get me banned for life from this platform. But the thing is, we can talk about a Serbian film because it can be watched We can debate its supposed merits because it's available. If we banned it, we could only assume what it's about. And if it wasn't for GOG, assumptions would be all we have in regards to horses. We can keep pretending we value creativity and freedom of expression in the video game industry, putting up a show for all to see, our very own Oscars where we can pat each other on the back in self-congratulatory onanism. But no one will stand up for the undesirable. No publisher wants to sully their hands, and no big name will risk their reputation to defend a human horse game. If this is all it takes to bring this house of cards down, then it's clear that this industry does not see games as art. And it's your mom's fault. And your dad's too, if he ever came back from buying that pack of 6.
I can take care of my kid.
I know what's good for him.
We give him a set curfew and ensure he eats well.
We won't let him see violent movies.
And not even sexy stuff.
We are capable people who can watch over our little baby, but not if it's video games.
Not if it's video games.
Toys should be safe and friendly. We can't risk having him see a boob while he's having fun committing a terror attack in Call of Duty.
Won't somebody think of the children?
Please, Visa and MasterCard, force platforms to banish these impure games. Now peace and quiet are restored.
And all's well in the world.
A game where you play as a mass murderer and turn innocent bystanders into a trypophobia trigger? That's just standard OSHA compliant safety training. Naked people being enslaved? That's no good. People might start asking about the Epstein files if they see that. And you might be thinking that what I'm trying to say is that gags in video games is cool and violence is not. Not at all. They're both fine. It's an artistic expression which tells a story or something about its authors. They're not an endorsement to commit those acts, nor they justify perpetrating such crimes. If they were genuine propaganda aimed at manipulating players into doing things they might regret for the rest of their lives, I'm sure Steam would be on the forefront to stop that. Unless you're the US military complex. Oh man, RoboKnob sure is up in arms to defend his new favorite game. By what now? I never said I like it. This is a matter of principle. Horses is, I guess we're doing this. Horses is a condemnation of a style of children's education rooted in excessive prudishness, strictness, corporal punishment, and a whole lot of warped and carefully distorted Christian values. The antagonists in the game are the products of such education, and they treat whoever doesn't adhere to their moral rules as pets in need of re-education. Thankfully, they still use pixelation technology, so you don't need to spend hours editing out genitals. Discomfort is the point of the game, and I believe there is value in examining such delicate matters. And listen, the game is not hiding what's going to happen. There's a two-parter PSA at the start that painfully explains every single thing that is going to happen on screen. It's not that I'm bothered by it, I just find it needlessly grotesque at times. A lot happens, but the game quickly loses direction and veers into shock value for shock value's sake. Like, there's a whole lot of sexual assault. The first time it hits you, but the other, 3-4 times? I feel like you're hammering on the point more than you should.
Our parents and teachers about this!
Any deeper meaning the story might carry is watered down by gratuitous displays of violence that don't add anything to the narrative. It's not a bad game, but it's not great either. That's your in-depth retrospective of the year right there. Yet I struggle to find a good reason why this got banned. Like, sure, I get if Nintendo didn't allow it. They're the undisputed paladins of family friendliness. Okay, never mind. So what bothered Steam and Epic so much they felt the need to course correct ASAP before Visa and MasterCard dropped the ban hammer on them? Murder? Full frontal nudity? Can't be. We give Game of the Year awards to that. Maybe it's the torture? Nah, we call that sharp satire in the industry. Must be the sexual assault then.
Get away from me! Please! Get away!
Well, I guess it's acceptable as long as you can see it. So what is it? What scared them so much? Allow me to share my theory. A game theory, you might say. It popped into my mind when checking out the screenshots of another banned game, Vile Exhumed. Look at the main page of the official website. See that? That's a picture of a real person inside the game. Horses also uses quite a lot of live action footage, so I might be reaching here. I think that if your game deals with adult, mature topics and an iota of real human flesh appears on screen, that's an automatic ban. It's very stupid, but stupidity is kind of the point right now. So, if any indie dev happens to stumble on this video, just do yourself a favor and don't put actual people in your games, alright? Because games are for babies! You are baby! Real people are not baby toys! Drink your choco milk, play your baby toys and watch your silly cartoons! Because if we ever reminded you of the real world, you might start questioning if spending $30 on a Fortnite skin was a wise choice.